The European Court of Human Rights has dismissed an attempt by 5 terrorist suspects to block their extradition from Britain to the United States. The court's decision is one of its most important since 9/11, defining how and when the US can successfully seek the extradition of terror suspects from Britain. The men had argued that the long prison sentences and solitary confinement they'd face in America would amount to ill treatment. But the European Court decided otherwise. Correspondent Philip Williams reports from London.
For years, the fate of those facing extradition bounced from one court to another. Today's decision in the European Court of Human Rights is close to the end of the appeal road. The accused, including Abu Hamza, had argued conditions in the US Supermax prison breached their human rights. The court said the restrictive conditions and solitary confinement would be justified if they were convicted, and added that interaction between inmates was possible, talking through the ventilation system.
Everything is controlled by a computer. You exercise alone, you live alone. There is a CCTV camera in your cell 24 hours a day. There is a small black and white television, and you just never get to interact with any other prisoner for as long as you're there.
Abu Hamza is the most high profile of the cases, already jailed for 7 years in the UK for soliciting to murder. The US indictment lists 11 allegations, including conspiracy to take hostages in Yemen in 1998 that ended in the deaths of 4 people, and also allegations he planned to set up a terrorist training camp in the US state of Oregon. Baba Ahmed is accused of operating a jihadist website, Azam.com. He spent nearly 8 years in a British jail without charge. In an interview last week, he appealed to be tried in the UK, not the United States.
I would urge the Director of Public Prosecutions to please put me on trial in this country and to find out what has gone wrong in my case. There has been a serious and unprecedented abuse of process.
Baba is a British citizen accused of a crime said to have been committed in the UK, and all the evidence against him was gathered in this country. Nevertheless, British justice appears to have been subcontracted to the US.
The British government has welcomed the decision of the European Court. The Prime Minister David Cameron said he was pleased, but added it was frustrating how long the legal processes take. The Home Secretary, Theresa May, said she'd work to extradite the men as soon as possible.
Obviously, this now permits the extradition of Abu Hamza and a number of other terrorist suspects to the United States. The court's ruled that that extradition would not be a violation of their human rights, and we'll be working to ensure that we can hand over these individuals, including Abu Hamza, to the United States as soon as possible.
There is still one more legal avenue. The men have 3 months to appeal to the Grand Chamber of the European Court of Human Rights. But if they don't, they'll be sent to the United States, where if convicted, some face up to 40 years in solitary confinement. Philip Williams, Lateline.